2016. Hillary Clinton has just been announced POTUS. As her first act as president, she has decided she wants an affair. Sorry, Bill. During her heated engagement in the Oval Office with Adam Levine, they have accidentally hit the red button. Hillary. This has caused a chain reaction of countries deploying nuclear bombs. Armageddon is upon us. A spaceship is waiting for our two tributes to catapult them into space in the hopes humanity will carry on. They must choose one movie, TV series, and album between them. Additionally, national treasure Bobby Flay is kept safe to cook our tributes one final meal. This week, our tributes are Ali and Alex.
You know what we're choosing? One movie,
Hillary
one TV
Clinton
show,
had an affair with Adam
one
Levine,
album split
and that
between
her
us.
bum or his penis head may have slipped out and pressed onto the red button, from what I understand.
and then it shipped all the nuclear bombs.
And then
out.
I bet you at the end of the podcast we find out the two capsules we're launching is actually just Adam Levine's sperm. We're like two little sperm that were ejaculated. It's like circular thing where like we get ejaculated, but also that's the reason the world ends, but there is no world because you get what I'm saying?
But now we're new life because we're being ejaculated into a new world.
Yeah.
Whoa. Thanks, Hillary.
Or
that's
the perspective switch. The whole time you think we're humans launching, but we're actually ejaculate.
Should have said Adam.
In sperm ships.
Sperm ships.
Are you ready?
Sperm
least
chips. What
at least I hope.
About sperm chips? You should get the.
Yeah, it's your question. You asked the
Oh,
first
well,
one.
I didn't know if you were like, I gotta pull up my thing.
Oh, well, we didn't get to say who we were yet, though.
I know. Usually I introduce the guest.
Yeah.
But
Oh, okay,
Let
sorry.
the host
All right.
host.
Sorry.
We've said you're the tributes, and then Kayla, first question.
Okay. Hi, guys. Thank you so much for joining us.
Hi.
Thank you. Hello.
So, Allie is one of my college friends, and Alex is her fiance.
And also friend.
And also a friend. Not by choice. Just kidding.
She must be his friend.
We just want to start by asking you, how did you survive this apocalypse?
How did we survive?
How did we survive?
Probably on my back. And you made the food. Wouldn't you say?
Yes, but we need like some place to hide to avoid nuclear bombs, so we can't be like exposed. So I was thinking that we built the bunker we wanted, and we were hiding in our bunker.
We built our dream bunker on our 1 acre.
And I had a little.
And you'd been canning for years.
I had like a tiny oven. Like, wait, but there's no electricity, so. Wait,
No,
do we have electricity in our bunker?
You'd been canning. Oh, not for the canning? In the bunker? Yeah, we have everything to survive. That's how we survive.
Well then I have a little stove
got a
top and I
generator.
cook things and I do cook.
That sounds like us. That's totally what we did.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
But did we know there was an apocalypse?
Maybe we like.
Did we know, or were we just in the bunker?
Yeah, we were just in. We were like, let's stay in the bunker tonight.
Okay, rephrase. Did we know that the apocalypse was over? When did we come out? How did
I don't know, but we survived.
Okay, we survived.
So it's okay. I think we made it. We built a bunker and we made it.
You're right, but we really do, and we built it right out.
I think it would be. I think
there.
it would be more likely that we like walked into a Menchie's and they were like, "Oh, we have a new flavor back here in the freezer," and we went in it. And then the bombs went off, and we walked out with ice cream, and we're like, "What's going on?" Because we love to go to Menchie's, and it's like that's more likely what actually was going on day to day. Is like, let's go get ice cream. We just luck out, and we're like in the.
But in an
freezer.
ideal world,
yeah.
maybe in 20 years we'll have a bunker.
Responsible us built a bunker.
I'll take that. That's how we survived. We were getting Menchie's.
A bunker that you were just hanging out in.
Mm-hmm.
You had no idea.
We were doing like.
Wait, so did everybody in Menchie's die while we were getting our frozen
because we went
yogurt?
into the walk-in freezer.
Dang.
Which is apparently nuclear bomb.
Yeah, you gotta imagine the walls are pretty thick.
Gucci.
We made it.
You made it. That's all that matters.
We made it.
And we got Menchie's. Hell yeah.
And also, we'd like to ask, as your spaceship is taking off, what is your most cherished memory that you're going to take with you?
Meeting Alessandra.
Aww.
Correct answer.
Oh.
What is
sure.
Alex is a kiss ass for 1,000. Thank you. Just kidding. That was super sweet, baby. Thank
Okay,
you,
what's
sweetie.
yours then?
My most cherished memory? Well, I have two. My most cherished memory is when you proposed to me.
Very sweet.
for the second time.
Very
And for the
unique.
first. That's true. And when I like the fact that I have all my sisters of honor and friends.
Aw,
That was really sweet.
that is really sweet.
Very good.
Yeah.
And Alex, yours is just meeting Alessandra.
Yes, for sure. And I don't actually really have that great of a memory. Usually, like stuff has to trigger me for me to really like have that flashback where I'm like, oh yeah, that happened, and I had this experience. Usually, when I try to recall stuff like this, I'm just like, man, I don't know. So much has happened that I can't even hardly remember like stuff she tells me that I'm supposed to remember. So I'd probably be too caught up in the moment, but. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I've enjoyed my life, though. I don't know what my one memory would be. It would definitely be something involving you, though, probably. Some moment, I think, at this point.
That's sweet. And second would be you gaming with all your
It'd be
friends.
me with my dudes just gaming it up like I'm level 60, dude!
Gotta take a pee break. Be
Yeah.
back in 5.
Yep. And we're finally down that dungeon boss. That would be the one. And then you would be second.
No, I'm first. That's second.
No, because he gets to stay with you in the
Okay,
spaceship.
that's
so.
true. That's fair.
What about your most embarrassing memory that you just want to leave behind on Earth and never think of again?
I got a good one. I just talked about it today. It's okay. This is just cringeworthy for me personally, and this is like a joke that my brothers always get me for, and it couldn't have been like maybe. I mean, I had to probably have been an adult, maybe 20 years old, and we're on the golf course, and the cart girl came by, and I said, "How much are those Gatorades?" And she said, $2.50. And I said, "Oh, if you would have said $2, I would have bought one." And then that was it. She looked at me like, "Well, you're a moron, and don't ever like waste my time again." And then just drove off. And yeah, I've never like. It sounds like a really small thing, but just the fact that like my brother was there to hear it, and like we're in business together and stuff, it's just like that never goes away. It's like, dude, you're the guy who wouldn't buy a Gatorade over 50 cents. Like you even stopped her to ask and was like, "Oh, $2.50? Sorry, that's 50 cents out of my range that I established." Like, so, but that's just fresh because I just talked about that today, and that's what made me realize, like, man, that was bad. Like I've not lived that down.
That is funny.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Man.
Allie?
Whew, mine is 2. I always have 2. I guess I can only say 1 though, so I'll just say 1. And it's probably
Indulge yourself.
Yeah,
I know one.
Go for it.
if they're both bad, just share them both.
Just lay them on us.
Well, the first one is from a long time ago, and it was when I was in like, I don't know, high school? No, middle school even. It was like 6th grade, and I had this crush on my friend's brother. My best friend's brother, and we all went to Six Flags during the day, and then we rode the roller coasters. We were dehydrated. It was super hot outside. We go and eat Mexican food afterwards. Great idea. And I start feeling really sick, and so I'm like, "Hey, Kristen, can you move? I got to go to the bathroom." And she's like, "No." She's being a little bitch. Like, "No, I'm not good." I'm like, "I have to go to the bathroom.
was.
Why can't you move?" And she would not move. And I'm sitting right across from my crush. And I'm like, Kristen, I don't feel good. Can you please? She's like, "The checks are almost coming, or I'm not going to sit." And then I just throw up on the table in front of everyone in my little basket tray of food. I'm like, "You should have fucking moved."
You know what, though?
was
I
so
bet that
embarrassed.
she was more embarrassed than you.
You
Yeah,
want,
she must have
really?
felt like such a cunt.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's true. Like,
Yeah.
oh shit, she really did need to go to the bathroom.
Yeah, she felt like a really shitty friend.
Yeah,
after
but
that.
I
mean,
was
if she,
really embarrassed.
if she didn't feel like a really shitty friend, then she was just a shitty friend. Like-
Well, she ended up dating the guy I liked, not her brother, a different guy. And so she was a shitty friend.
First choice, movie choices. Who'd like to go first?
I like ladies first.
Wow.
I always wanna hear your
Ladies
opinion.
or just this lady?
This lady.
Thank you. Okay, so movies first. This is
Movie.
hard. Movie. So I'm going to have to make a list and then narrow down my list. One would be Dumb and Dumber. And I think Dumb and Dumber because we would really need laughter being in space. And I feel like I could just watch that movie over and over again. And I always find something new that's funny about it. So that's one of my choices. And I know you love it as well. So I'm being considerate too. And then selfishly, I would say something like Big Fish or When Harry Met Sally. Big Fish, maybe not. That's a little too like melancholy, but
I don't even think I've seen those movies.
you've seen When Harry Met Sally. We
Sure.
watched it.
Yeah.
That's a
I
good
saw
one.
that. I remember seeing that. Okay, so those are your 3? That's such a different list than like what I would
That's
imagine.
all I thought of right
You
now.
tell me what
I'd
my
have to
first
think
one
about-
is.
I might
Tell me
think
what the
of other
first
stuff.
one when they ask what comes out
The
of my
Big
mouth.
Lebowski.
It's pretty close, yeah.
Okay,
Either that or The Matrix. I don't know
Oh,
which.
yeah,
Just
that's
depends on
true.
which one gets like to my tongue faster. Is if I had to spontaneously be like, just grab the Matrix, or, just grab the Big Lebowski. Like, it would definitely probably be one of those.
Oh, I don't know if I could watch The Matrix.
mean-
I would be so flipped out watching The Matrix over and over
If
again.
you just
in
want
space.
like raw content, you
I'd
could
be
do.
like, when am I gonna disconnect?
That's true. That's true. You do have to think about your mindset. Might not be the best movie to like, you know,
It's very
swallow your.
existential.
Yeah, you might get swallowed up by that movie like that mentally. What about like one of the Lord of the Rings movies?
You don't
like
get
you
the
get the
trilogy.
extended edition of like maybe Two Towers. That way you can kind of
That's
just.
fucking-
It's the middle
that's a
movie.
film.
You're like, all right, I'll just do the first movie in my head. I know how it ends. It's just that middle meat that I want. Like all the action has a good Helm's Deep battle. It has a lot of different stuff going on.
Does
you
it
get the
have
extended
love?
cut. It's like 4 hours. If you're going for straight up content, like we need to maximize. It has it. If you remember how it ends with love, but
I don't remember.
doesn't necessarily like tell a love story in the second movie. There's an overarching love story though.
Right.
I was potentially going to pick that. That may surprise you to know.
What?
I know. I just think if you're going to take a film to space, it has to be like something that is possibly like the best that Earth can offer.
It needs to be phenomenal.
And that was
Yeah.
fucking, for its time, that was fucking incredible.
I didn't even know you've seen Lord
Yeah,
of
I
the
love
Rings.
Lord of the Rings.
Oh my man, let's boot it up.
Yeah, we love it.
Hey,
And
today
it's-
the J.R. Tolkien
sorry.
movie was released about his life.
Oh,
yeah.
Tolkien.
Tolkien,
apparently.
excuse me,
Yeah.
Tolkien.
Okay, so sorry. Go ahead, Kayla.
What the fuck? What?
Oh yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm so
Side
blown
drama.
away because he's never seen any of the original Star Wars. You're not super into Harry Potter.
Yeah, I like Harry Potter a lot.
No, you don't. Don't act like you like it a lot.
Why did I take the fucking Harry Potter quiz? Gryffindor.
You don't really like it that much, though. You're not like super into it.
When I was a kid, but I'm 30, Kayla.
Yeah. Okay. So Danielle and Courtney went to Harry Potter World last year because they're still obsessed with it.
Yeah, but Danielle was a primary school teacher. She's basically a kid.
Butterbeer for life.
No, I'm just saying you've never really been hardcore into fantasy at all until we started dating, and then I feel like I like fantasy, so you've kind of been more inclined to it now. That's always kind of the vibe I've gotten.
I don't know if that's true. But
This is why you guys died, by the way, and we made it onto the ship. Just so you
They
know.
didn't die.
They didn't
We're
make it.
going to find them in
No, we got off on the
Mars.
ships.
Oh.
No, this is us.
This is
we survived.
This is a recorded simulation.
How are they able to
the
host
whole idea of
the
this-
podcast?
We're
Because
doc-
I'm
documenting
explaining
you
it.
leaving.
Here's what the podcast
the-
is for everyone that listens to the podcast. Okay, we get on
edit
the
him out.
we get on the ships, and then what kicks in is this recording that they've already pre-recorded with their pre-made questions.
Kill all
for your
others.
discussion.
Alex, I don't know if you realize this, but we make the rules for this podcast because it's ours.
Well, that's my theory.
Exactly.
That's my theory about
Tell
what
him,
this is.
Kayla. Kick his ass,
Okay,
Seabass.
but you're just doing me. You're just like shooting in with memes. But so I mean, we're just gonna take the Big Lebowski then.
No, we did not
That's
agree
easy.
to
Next question.
No, we did not agree to that.
Oh.
I do like that movie.
Well, I'm not gonna do any of those movies you said. So.
Any. What the hell?
What was your first one? Oh, Dumb and Dumber.
Yes.
Yeah.
That would be a good
okay.
one.
Here's my thing though. When I
You can just
sit,
listen to the soundtrack all the time.
When I sit- No, that would drive you absolutely nuts.
Foot long. Who's got the foot long?
you've only seen. That sounds like someone who's only.
Foot long. Who's got the foot long?
You sound like someone who's only watched the DVD like intro menu that repeats. So like, that's what you've memorized.
That's true. I just love it.
Yeah,
no,
but-
I also. Tastes like piss. He drinks the piss.
yeah, I know what you mean.
You're really selling it.
Yeah, that's doing it for me. That's making me want to watch
Thanks,
it.
mate. Shrimp on the Barbie.
think,
From
Allie could just reenact the whole
For
movie
real.
and you bring something
I don't think you
else.
need to take it. Yeah, I don't think you need it.
Let's bring a different movie then. That's true. You got it down.
That's true. Okay, so I would just
But
perform charades
what-
of Dumb and Dumber.
Would we really want to watch Dumb and Dumber? Like, that's not. You got to really think about your mindset. You're drifting off into space in a capsule of unknown size, but
Right.
you know,
So don't
clearly
you wanna
only
just
big
be
enough to hold.
numb?
Okay, we say this.
It's a known size. It's the
Don't
size
you
of our
want it?
apartment.
It's the
Just
size
like
of
that.
our apartment. We've established this.
Oh,
the size
that's
of our
nice.
It's
apartment.
the size of our apartment.
Oh, that's solid.
That's a good spaceship.
We designed it. Thank you.
You guys
Separate
should really
rooms, I
patent
hope.
that.
Well, we've only
No.
got one bedroom. So
Yeah.
Open floor
Oh,
plan.
you mean? Yeah. No, yeah.
Like, you go over there, I'll be over here in this part of the spaceship for a little while.
Yeah, they're separate. They're separate rooms.
Cool.
We gave
We'll make it
Amanda
about
and
3 more
Zachary
years.
a fart room.
That's fair.
Well, cool. There, that settles it then.
Wait, we haven't decided. Okay, so let's narrow it down. Big Lebowski.
Yes.
We have Dumb and Dumber.
No.
Big
What-
Lebowski. We
But-
have. What about something like Inception or Christopher
Right, this
Nolan?
is what I'm saying.
Or
This is what I'm trying to say. You have to really get yourself in the mindset.
yes, I understand that. You don't need to try to say anything.
Not like, what is your movie that you
So
want to
let's
sit down
make
and watch
some
here on Earth?
choices.
What is the movie that you choose when you're floating through space into
Right.
nothingness?
Okay, and you
Might
want it
not
to
be
be
the
about
same.
White Russians and bowling, so it might not be the same either.
I just funny that you're like, that's how you identify like what that movie's about. But I guess it is. I mean, those are big
It's mainly
things
what
in the
it's
movie.
about.
I don't know. I don't know if Big Lebowski is. I don't even know if that's the one. I'm not necessarily arguing for that one either.
Right. I mean, that is a cult
what I'm
classic.
trying to
what if,
do-
okay, wait, Coen Brothers. Now we're on the right path.
That's what I'm saying.
Let's like
I'm trying
do
to
directors and then movies.
send us
and
down.
then-
I'm trying to send us
Yes.
down the path where the movie
Okay,
pops
Yellow
out.
Brick Road. Let's do it. But we don't want the Wizard of Oz.
No, you do it, man. Don't make me do it.
Do it. Okay.
Tell me another
so we got Christopher Nolan. We got the Coen Brothers. We got. Ooh, no, I couldn't watch Oh Brother Where Art
Why can't
Thou?
we do like a Bourne movie?
No, I haven't even seen
Oh, you
any
know
of
why?
those.
Because I already watch those when I get on planes. Like, that's my go-to movie. When I get on a flight, I'm like, I'll download the Bourne trilogy, and then if it's like 4 hours one way, 4 hours back, cool. You got like 9 hours of movie for your, departure and return flight. So maybe since I'm already used to that in the sort of in the capsule of a plane, it's like it'll be like my plane movie, my forever plane movie.
No.
Born
Why
Identity.
don't we?
Okay.
What if we did something like with a moral or message we love, like
I'm into
Christmas
that.
Carol? We love Christmas, so we could always have
Oh,
Christmas.
Something that gives you the feels.
Yeah.
Muppet Christmas Carol.
Yes,
The
the
best.
best
Something
one.
Thank you.
Yes, it is.
Oh, but I don't know. I might like rip my ears out listening to the music.
And we'd also
all the
probably go
time.
insane, like, and just be like, every day is
Marley.
Christmas. We're so happy. Because weird. Like,
We will say this though. We give you a time limit for each one,
where are we at?
which we make up.
Oh,
And
At our
and if you don't choose by that time, then we choose for you.
And it's not
Ooh.
either of your choices.
And
It's
it's
all
not-
one
yeah.
of
it's just
ours.
whatever you decide.
Yeah,
Oh.
whatever you decide. So let's think of one now whilst there.
That does
Well,
put the
no, if
pressure
you
on.
guys want to move on to TV series as well,
No.
you
no,
have
no.
that option.
Our choice isn't going to be good.
We're gonna hammer
That's
this
the thing.
out.
Okay,
Our
let's
choice
give
won't be
ourselves
good.
like 5 more minutes.
The
2
problem
more
is-
No,
minutes.
we'll give you a minute warning when.
Okay.
Can
When we're
I
gonna
can
do
I
it.
also just say that like she's a movie watcher, like she'll watch movies to see what they're about. I'm like, if that movie's not awesome, like awesome makes me think and is a thriller, like I just can't sit down and watch it. I just can't do it. So all my movies are gonna be like that, where it's like it
Very
has
heavy.
to be heavy and bring me in, like give me either some feels or some excitement or some like, almost like make me
Why don't we
tear up a
watch-
little bit.
Armageddon.
You-
We're
no,
not gonna
no,
pick Armageddon.
actually, or a movie like Braveheart. Have you ever seen Braveheart?
no.
See, that's the problem. If you'd seen Braveheart, we'd probably already have taken it and gotten on the capsule. Braveheart could be pretty good. And then you've never seen it before, so you're like, wow, new movie. The whole
Yeah, but
time
then
we're in
that'll
space.
be only one time that it's a new movie.
That's one more time than all the other movies because you've already seen them. That's pretty good, right?
I don't know.
So we've decided.
Big Lebowski.
We would just take
I
the
would
Big
much
Lebowski?
rather have the Big Lebowski or Dumb and Dumber. I would rather a comedy.
If
something that's
I would
funny
say,
that could last.
like, if we're getting ready to get on the ship and it's like, oh, you said we'd take the Big Lebowski? I'd probably just quit thinking about it and, like, just grab it. Let's go. That's a cool movie.
It is a good one.
It's so good.
Why am I not thinking? And I, like, usually have movies off the
1
top of
minute
my head.
You're
warning.
like the movie person. Well, just let us know
I
when
haven't
there's
been
1
watching
second
as
left
many.
and we're going with Big Lebowski. 'Cause I don't think she's going to.
Well, if you guys
want to
go on to the TV series,
Yes.
we can stop the time and then you can circle back around.
Okay.
Well, you don't want to do Big Lebowski?
Maybe something will pop in my head.
In
and we can
45
discuss.
seconds?
Yes. So let's say TVs, and then we'll decide. And if
Okay.
we
Okay.
haven't,
So we'll
then-
come back to this with like 30 seconds on the clock. Like, what have you
Okay.
decided?
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
fine.
Cool.
All right, TV series. Who would like to go first?
Oh, a whole series.
Yes. Seasons
Ooh.
1
Not
to
bad.
finish.
Well, it's not Game of Thrones.
Yeah, that's already been picked.
You can't have
Who
the,
picked it?
You can't have the
Good.
Office. Danielle and I
I'm glad it's been
first
picked.
Oh,
episode.
yep, you're right.
I
they
wanted
did.
someone
I
to pick
forgot
that.
The Office is gone.
Okay.
Top Gear's gone. The Office is
No,
gone.
South Park they chose.
Oh, South Park. Sorry.
South Park's gone.
Park. The Office.
South Park
Anthony
is
Bour-
genius.
Mm-hmm.
Damn it.
Anthony
Anthony
Bourdain.
Nice.
No.
Yes.
Yes.
Never watched an episode.
Really?
Of that.
Oh, it's so good.
How about Breaking Bad? She's
It's
never
so
seen
good.
it.
Okay, let Kayla finish.
Okay, so you can't have Game of Thrones, you can't have South Park, you can't have Anthony Bourdain, Parts Unknown, and you can't have some anime series that Kit and Melissa picked.
Princess. No,
No, that was their movie. I can't remember.
Shogun, Trigun,
Trigun.
Logan.
Anime is pretty cool though, so I could totally see somebody picking
Yeah,
an
no,
anime series.
their choices when they describe them to us
They
seem
sound great.
so
Yeah.
good. We just know nothing about anime,
Oh.
so we were like, okay.
So over to you anyway. TV series.
TV series. Which ones do you like?
Well, off the top of my head, I think of like Black Mirror, but then I'm like, oh,
What
well.
if we could get every
or
season?
Sherlock. I like Sherlock a lot.
What if we could get every season of The Bachelor?
No.
Oh, okay.
Ugh.
The Bachelorette?
No, that's
Oh.
just shit I watch because I'm like, ooh, trash
Oh,
TV after a
good,
long
good,
day.
good.
Yeah, no.
Because I was gonna be like, yeah, I might just
Definitely
watch. I
not.
might just always watch The Big
But
Lebowski in the other room.
That's what I was
Just
thinking.
let you have
I
TV.
could choose Sex in the City or like Girls, something like that, and then you could watch Big Lebowski. But then we switch, and I still like Big Lebowski, and you'll learn to like my stuff.
Yeah, sure.
In
yeah,
an
of course.
ideal world.
Yep.
Yep. Okay. No.
Oh, I don't know if I would make that trade or not, but I think it
What's
ends
a
up that
show
way.
we watch together and we like? We watch stuff.
I don't know, but
That's more of like a reality
standout
show.
series to me is like
Curb
obviously
enthusiasm. Oh my God. Curb your
Oh, you're
enthusiasm.
gonna make Matthew really upset.
Larry
if you pick that
David.
one.
Yeah, I fucking love that.
That's his favorite.
We're
TV
skipping
show.
up
We
all
do
his
watch
choices.
it all the time.
Yeah, you know what though?
It is really funny. Once again, I need funny.
I'm not taking that into space. I mean, I don't need that.
It's too one note, and it's too
Yeah,
just
yeah.
funny. It's
Yeah.
not nothing else.
Actually, I think once Earth is gone and decimated by nuclear war, I don't think that show is as funny anymore. I think it's more like sad, like, wow, this guy used to hate like normal life shit, and
yeah.
now no one's even
Well, then-
alive, and he's just like mocking people because they like made some simple error, and he had to point it out and be an ass about it. I think you
Would we
get
want something
angry.
like Earth to watch then? About Earth, since we can't be on Earth anymore. We could watch like,
You would
about
wanna
the
watch
sea and the
something, yeah,
animals
that-
since we can't be around that.
David Attenborough.
And I love that.
Yeah, maybe.
David Attenborough.
Maybe that depends on how much weed we packed into the
Probably
capsule,
can't take
like
weed.
before we got out of there. Like, maybe the scientists like stuffed it somewhere too if we couldn't get in. Like,
Yeah,
I
you
knew
get
they
some
hid some
weed.
weed in here.
We'll give you
Then,
some-
We'll allow it.
then you might watch the.
Earth.
Yeah, something like that, 4K HD. But I don't know. As far as gripping series goes, I mean, it's this Curb Your Enthusiasm is the same as saying that you're going to take Seinfeld. Like, it's good, but they're all kind of assholes on those shows. It's probably not as funny when
What
humanity
if we did
has
something like
disappeared.
Westworld?
That show
or-
sucked in season 2. So
What? No, it did not.
That's not enough episodes, anyways.
Right, true. Okay.
Might as well take a good
we
series.
need to take one that has like, 10 seasons
You
or
tell
whatever.
me.
I like Black Mirror. I like Sherlock. I like...
But even though Black Mirror is like 4 or 5 seasons, it's still
Really short.
like 18 episodes because the first 2 seasons
That's
were only
true.
3 episodes each or something, weren't they? So
Yeah.
but
because that's a great show, but I don't know if I could take that.
What's the most recent one they did?
Bandersnatch.
Bandersnatch.
We've
That's
gone
like
forever.
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh
thousand.
yeah, we could just
different
play that all the
choices.
time too.
Yeah.
And it's
So
like
that's like a video game, interactive. Might not be a bad choice.
I don't want to be surrounded by that negativity floating through space.
It's not negative.
Everything
Gives
is
you perspective.
You're like, oh yeah, the doom and gloom of their lives and the earth. Like, well, that actually happened. So real funny. The show sucks. I guarantee, you'd get so like you would turn against that in space. You wouldn't like that. I don't think. Yeah, I mean, it's hard to say. Here's the problem. You and I.
Could we do a show like the Baking Championship or like
British Bake Off, yeah.
Why would you even
Or
say
yeah.
could we? Why would I be included in that? Because clearly it's like I don't get so much into British baking show.
But you like it. I feel like you would watch that and that would intrigue you and you could sit down and relax and it'd be calming.
No, not my style. Not for taking through space. I'm not watching British
Well, okay,
baking.
give me some of your suggestions. What would you
Well,
recommend?
Top Gear was a good one that someone picked. So that one's gone. But I get that because it's just showing out a lot of different stuff, a lot of different discussion. The point that I was making though is like when you think about it, you and I like we just have we have very differing like artistic, film, music, things like that. We're very different. Like we cross over a lot on the Venn diagram, but we have very different tastes. Like even just if you listen to the movies.
Okay, so what would you recommend?
I don't know.
You
It's hard
didn't
because
answer the
like
question.
I'm super into like if it was just me going by myself, I'm like cool. I might just take Breaking Bad because I'm definitely the type of person who is like if it comes to my mind and it won't go away and I can't think of anything else, I might as well just go with it.
I don't want to do Breaking Bad.
I know, that's
I've
what I'm
never even
saying.
seen it.
So
but-
then I'm like, well, what shows do you watch? And it's like none of the ones you watch, and it's like, oh yeah. So it's hard to pick one that we're both gonna enjoy. Maybe we just pick one neither one of us has ever seen and just take our chances.
like.
Because we'll get a little rush as we get on the ship. Like, really? We're grabbing that one we've never seen before? You're like, that's right. That's how crazy we are, even in our last moments.
We're gonna be spontaneous.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Once again,
you know what? Hey,
recommendations.
you know what? Okay, so maybe what works for me is like you're down, you like Sherlock. Is that a good show, though?
It's a really good show.
So you're down and you like that. Is it got a lot of seasons?
No, but they're like
Oh.
movie episodes.
Well, no, there was a series in like the 60s, so you get that as well. My dad used to watch it.
Okay, cool. So we could get the old one
So
as
it's
well.
like
The old
maybe
ones.
I
That
can
would
get
be
what I
cool.
want because I'm like, oh, I've never seen that
That'd be good.
before.
That's why I thought about picking something like Twilight Zone, because not only do you get like a lot of episodes, but you get to see how television has progressed from like the 60s up until now, because they had a Twilight series in the 50s, they had it in the early 2000s, and then they've got it in 2018. So you
That's
get to
cool
see
then.
Yeah, I really can't say that's tough. That's tough. I
say we pick it.
kind of like movies. I don't watch a lot of TV. I just get sucked into a few things, and most of them are not ones that I would be like, oh, babe, you got to come watch this show with me, because I already know that it's like she's not gonna be into this. Too many like heads are getting blown off, and drugs.
We'll do Sherlock.
Oh,
And then we can do the Big
That's
Lebowski.
what
I
we'll
think that's
do.
good contrast, and you would like Sherlock.
But I want 30 seconds. I want to come back with 30 seconds and
All right,
decide
whatever.
and make sure.
30 seconds then.
yeah. We're gonna pick my movie then. We're not gonna pick Big Lebowski.
Oh, now you're
We're
gonna change
pick
it.
something
So
else.
you're gonna do it like that.
Bitch.
Where's
yeah,
the eject button?
bitch. You can't eject. We're already ejected
s-
into Adam Levine's sperm spaceship. Remember?
You're so vulgar.
Bitch. Because you laughed at me. That's why I'm so vulgar. Just kidding. love
30
you.
seconds.
Oh gosh. Okay. Big Lebowski. That's it. It's it. Right?
Do we go back to the movie one?
Or
You
Matilda.
can if you want. You can,
Don't. No. We already know we're gonna do Big Lebowski. We've pretty much come
Okay,
to that
so we
conclusion.
choose the Big Lebowski.
Our
Locked in.
movie.
We'll take 2 Stella Artois. Thank you.
Locked in. TV series. A minute, you've got TV series.
Sherlock. I
Bad.
say Sherlock.
Oh.
No. You don't think Sherlock? What else?
Okay.
Think of other stuff. What do you think? We watch stuff together lately.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you want?
I don't know.
Kason? What do you
I
want?
can't remember TV.
You want Fortnite? You wish there was a Fortnite show? Sorry, I'm mimicking his nephew Kason, because Kason, he teases all the time in a sweet way. He's like, yeah. And Kason
30
loves
seconds.
Fortnite, so that's why I referenced
Well,
Fortnite.
thank you for helping me pick a show to carry into eternity. While
We're going to pick
while
Sherlock.
you explain all that.
You're
Are you
welcome.
locking it in?
Yeah.
All right.
Yes.
Guess we're watching Sherlock.
15 seconds left. And the choices so far are The Big Lebowski and Sherlock. Do you want to know what our choices were for you?
Well, I definitely wanted to make my own choice before you guys got to
Yeah.
decide.
Yeah,
I'd
I
way
wanna know
rather
what
just
our
be like,
choices
yeah, sure,
are.
Sherlock instead of whatever
You
you guys
would have
punishment
been-
you thought of.
You would have been stuck with The Bachelor. And what was our movie choice? I can't remember now.
Nice and nothing. So we're just like, oh, I guess it's all Bachelor. This is great.
Okay, so the Coen Brothers, Big Lebowski.
Can I just say I'm
And-
glad we got Big Lebowski before anyone else did, because that's easily one that in this type of podcast is getting, this type of game,
It is
it's
good.
getting taken.
And Sherlock. Well, the interesting thing is, like, I feel like a lot of choices that we thought would have been taken a lot sooner weren't.
Don't mention them, obviously, but I'm curious to know, like, in
Well-
the edited version.
I'm curious to know as well. Like what?
Because you don't
I
want to
always-
say them, and then somebody who's going to be on later is like, oh, they were thinking that one. I'm not going to use it.
I always thought The Office was going to go really fast, and it actually didn't go.
It didn't?
Who got The
Well, it still
Office?
went.
Amanda?
I would have.
Yeah,
I would
Amanda.
have been trying to probably get that one
Yeah,
because
he
I'm pretty
loves
into that
The
show.
Office.
So I was surprised, though, because it took about 4 or 5 episodes.
That could have gone in the first one though, because they did discuss it.
Literally everyone mentions The Office. It's
For sure.
so funny.
I definitely would have if you hadn't already like ruled it out.
Yeah.
He that's the only show he can fall asleep to.
That's like my put that on and I'm passing
and I've
out
gotten
show.
so
I'm on
annoyed
my
with
edge.
hearing
She
the
hates
theme
that
song
accordion.
before I go to sleep.
Shit.
I'm like, I like this show, but I fucking hate it now. That's so annoying.
That's hilarious.
So let's move on to music albums. Who would like to go first for this one?
Okay, I guess I'll go first.
It's another tough one.
What do you think what I would pick first?
I bet it comes out of the 80s.
And you would be, well, it's actually 70s, but Queen. I think Queen, if we had
That makes
the
sense.
greatest hits for Queen.
When I think of you,
no
I think
greatest
You
hits.
can't have a greatest
no
hits album.
greatest hits.
Oh,
is
album.
that sort of like
that's
cheating
right.
almost.
Well, I don't know which Queen album I would choose. I'd have to look through.
You can have a look on your phone if you want.
Oh, okay.
Or Kayla's.
She's like,
Where's my phone? Oh, get it.
she's like, which Queen album? Has
Yeah, but
all
what
the
if I'm just
greatest
like-
hits on them?
I'm just like, it's not gonna be Queen, so
What?
why even do that?
Why?
Maybe it could be Queen. I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna say that. I do. I do like Queen, but
What?
I hate all of that.
What?
70s or 80s rock, arena rock sort of stuff.
this again, like this is just, and I don't mind it. I like this about us, but we have, like, I seriously have music that I can't play in the car because she's just like, I'm just not into this music. I don't know how you listen to it. It just invokes different thoughts and feelings for her, and it for me ties me back to when I was really into this music when it first came out, the headspace I was in, and like what it's about for me. So I get a totally different experience from the music than when she hears it. She doesn't hear it with any of that nostalgia or backstory or like life experience that I went through. So she's like, this music fucking sucks, you know? Yeah. So then it's hard to say. And then when she plays 80s music, I'm like, man, there was like 5 good 80s songs that I liked. Everyone else just was like, I love that synthesizer. How did you do those electric drums? And like, and like, show me what your like reverb and chorus settings are, and let's crank it. Like even the drum beats and stuff. So, but
Bless you.
she'll jam out to some 80s. So it's just what? Wrap it up?
Yeah.
Why? Am I not supposed to?
Am
I not
I
supposed
just wanted
to?
to stop you
Yes.
because I was sneezing.
She was
That's all.
Yeah, I thought on a podcast the whole idea is
I
that
was
like
not
you
giving
fully flesh out your thoughts.
Yeah, no. I was
Yeah.
just doing that because I didn't want to sneeze.
She was doing
right
the
in
hand to
middle
God
of
before she.
Okay.
Say
That's why the
something
hand
and
goes
then
to
I wanted
God.
cut
Say
out.
something.
No.
No. I just didn't. I wanted to stop talking so I could
Do you see how she controls me?
Alex.
Do you see how she controls? I know we brought you on the
polite. I
podcast
thought
to
that was
ask you.
polite.
I know we brought you on to ask you questions and get your answers, but
But
can you
you
please
can
stop
only-
answering our questions? Okay.
That's like the Oscars when
I
they're
really
like,
just-
"You just won this Oscar," and then they cut them off during their speech. They're like, "Get off the
Yeah.
stage."
No, I really just didn't want to sneeze in the middle of him talking.
Gotcha.
So that's why I was like, stop, so I
No,
can
no
sneeze,
problem.
Yeah.
and then we can just cut out the sneeze, and it'll just sound.
I got it. No, I understood the message.
I did it.
Sorry, continue what you were saying.
Yep. So that's how that would go. I like barely even remember the train of thought I was on, if I'm being honest.
Sorry.
It's just more funny than anything. The whole synopsis was we listen to very different types of music. So just like we've already said for movies and TV, it's like not that we don't like things together, but my most jamming music I'm probably listening to by myself because
Yeah, it's like gay ass
it has
90s emo music.
it has more. It means more to me than just the notes and the sounds. It invokes different stuff. So when she hears it, she doesn't hear it that way. So we're never gonna like jam on the same level. So
I feel like
But we can totally like Tame Impala. We can agree on things
that's
that
what
have.
totally we can. That's what I'm
So
saying.
we got to think of things like that. Why are you keep bringing up things like we're completely different? Because we have to pick one thing.
This
to
is
go
the
on
whole
this
point.
Because the
spaceship.
whole point of the thing is like we're never
Right,
since
the
we're going
argument,
together,
but-
we're never gonna be fully happy with our choice because you have to realize you can't have what you
But
want.
we realize this, so let's realize this and find solutions. What
Well,
do we pick?
excuse
What would we like to do?
Oh yeah. Why pontificate on a podcast? Like
We can
Let's
pontificate.
get straight.
I'm
We'll
just saying
have
the things you choose to pontificate on, I don't think they are relevant.
we're gonna do the Beatles.
We'll be back in
And
5.
we're,
Beep.
we're not we're not gonna say why because it doesn't matter.
No, I fucking hate the Beatles, so no, definitely not the Beatles. Well, I don't hate them, excuse me, before I get crucified, but they're not.
I
my
was like,
favorite.
whoa, harsh.
I don't love them.
Here's the
Not
thing.
that we.
Sorry, Paul.
This is what we want.
You're
This is what we
fine.
want you to do. We want you to present what your personal choice would be and defend it to your partner. That's the.
So you're saying I'm right?
Yeah.
Is that what I'm getting?
No,
Thank
he's
you.
saying he's agreeing with me. He's saying, right, you don't have to keep talking about what you disagree on. Just choose, just say what you would choose.
Okay, well, I have a lot more I could say on that. I'm not worried. Let's hear your side of the fence. You take a go at it.
Alex, you still haven't told us what your choice is. I think that's what Allie's trying to get at.
Right,
is
yeah.
what-
I've told them, Queen.
What
would you choose?
I'm explaining to you the meta choice, okay? That you don't. It doesn't matter what individual albums you might think you might come up with. In the end, it's more about your reasons for coming up with it, and then realizing that those reasons aren't
Right.
going to
I'm
be the
agreeing
reason
with
that you take
you.
the music anyways.
I thought Alex was saying, in the end, you're just going to die in space. So why does it matter?
Let's just go
I
in
just want to
silence.
know what your choice is. That's all.
Okay. I'm not ready to say. I'm really not.
That's why he was pontificating.
He's buying himself time.
How do you even spell that word?
So there. Okay. So all right. I will make one choice since I wasted quote unquote wasted all that time. I did really like this album by a more obscure band, but if you're like 2000s emo rock type guy, the Early November, they did a 3-disc album. See, it's getting a thumbs down immediately. Totally, I get it. I'm not saying I don't get that point of view, but for me, it's like 3 hours worth of music, like right in that sweet spot of my life where I was like, this kind of means something to me, and I have a future, and so it ties like almost my adolescence, like the transition from like teenage years to adolescence together for me, and so that's what I'm saying. It's like everything has meta to it. You know
Well,
what I
it's
mean?
more nostalgic for you.
Right. So I'm not choosing it just because the music is jamming. I'm choosing it because
Well,
it brings with it a
What's
lot
something
of.
that's more eternal that could go like
Dude, we could
over and
get
over
like
again
a
for you?
recorded book of hymns, and that would be badass because the chords, like the chords that hymns are. Yeah, that
That'd
music
be cool.
is
What if we did like an album of instrumentals, like
Yeah.
saxophone,
Almost-
trumpet, piano?
almost
That would be
classical
cool.
music.
Yeah, I would like that.
probably be the best choice.
Yeah, that's the best answer.
You do have to pick something specific, though. You can't just be like, yeah, we'll take
Oh, for sure.
Okay,
thing.
so
Like a really good album. So the very first one that came to mind, probably because we're traveling through space, is by why can't I remember the? Anyway, it's called The Planets. There's an album. A lot of different orchestras have recorded at London Symphony, and I'm trying to think of the other one. I had the disc, and it wasn't London Symphony. It was somebody else, but it's called The Planets, and there's a song for each planet. I can't remember who the main composer is, but it's a phenomenal more modern classical music album. But it's awesome to listen to. Has tons of different themes. And classical music is you've always been able to
Well, can
like
you look it up so that we can say
yeah,
what it
yeah,
is?
that's a good idea.
So we can choose
Orchestral
it.
music.
You can always create your own. The good thing about that type of music is you can create things with it in your head along
Right.
with it.
You create your own
Different
story.
stories.
Images,
Yeah.
stories,
Yeah.
movies. It can be different every time.
That would be.
you know?
I like that. We could totally do
Do a
that.
bit of modern
I don't know
dance
if
That'd
to
be
it.
very relieving, calming.
Plus, it's like
Good.
it's the planets and we're floating through space, so it's kind of like.
It would be wild.
See, that's true. We can agree on classical music though. Anything.
We can agree on a lot of things. That's why I'm sad that you keep talking about our disagreements.
No, what we disagree on is more like if you go back to what's important to us, again, if you go like into the meta, into the archetypes, that's where we agree. If you go into like what do we do for entertainment, what's the modern like world with all it offers us, what do we get into? It's like we differ. But if you go to like what
Those
are
are
our
like simple pleasures.
but if you go to
or
exactly, if you go to our
instant
core
gratification.
values and why we live our lives, that's where we agree on. That's why we get along so good.
Right. So, but that's what it's about. It's about, this meta thing because we're just going into space, the two of
Right.
us, and picking three forms of entertainment.
That's how we just figured out to listen to classical music.
Right. Good. Okay.
Because we both, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's literally you and me arguing, isn't it? We do the exact same thing.
By the,
It's me
we
getting annoyed with him.
we didn't,
Sometimes I feel like he doesn't I don't
We
know,
made
have
it.
a full thought.
we didn't do it as good.
Right.
We didn't do that
But
good
that's
on
not
movies.
my point.
Better on
Anyway,
TV.
Yes.
Pretty
Right.
good, super good decision
Yes.
on music.
No, we
figured
did
it out.
great. Yes, I agree. All I said was I was sad that you kept
Yeah.
saying that all we do is disagree on things because I'm like, well, that's not true either. Like, yes, we do. We do have different
For
tastes.
the record.
But we definitely agree on a lot of things and have a
For
common
sure.
bond
You
and have
guys-
fun doing a lot of
that's-
similar things.
That's the problem with this podcast. They don't ask us enough questions about what we do agree on already.
No, you just have the
They're
wrong.
trying to
you
tear
need
us
to
apart
accept
from each other.
responsibility. Jordan Peterson would be disappointed in you.
Gustav Holst.
Okay, what's our classical music?
Gustav
album?
Holst, The Planets is a 7-movement orchestral suite.
Let's do it.
It's-
I'm
it-
down. That sounds beautiful. The
good.
planets will be floating through space. Okay, cool.
There
We
you
are
go, locked
choosing
in.
Gustav Holst's
Locked in.
planets. Locking in.
Oh, but the only problem was, like I told an album,
locked in.
what was one that before I suggested that because we never even got around to like one that you thought.
Oh, that's
well,
a
you
good
said
point.
Queen, but you said greatest hits.
Yeah,
but
so
you-
that I don't
But
really
you're kind
know.
of like, if
just
you
a
can't do
different-
greatest hits,
exactly
then screw it.
Yeah.
Yeah, gotcha.
Then I would do something else like Sublime or Tame Impala. Or...
Who's that band? What's the band she loves and that you listen to sometimes?
Oh,
Cherry,
I thought you were
Doorknock
Shaking.
or-
Oh, Alabama
Two-
Shakes.
No.
no, Cherry Doorknock.
Cherry Doorknock. What's it? Two doors up.
Third Eye Blind.
That's why.
Oh,
I thought you were
please
gonna
no.
choose Third Eye
Do,
Blind.
do, 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 do. Oh, that's definitely on my
Please
list.
no.
Cherry Doorknock.
That's what you call a ding dong ditch, isn't it? We call that Cherry Doorknock. in England.
What? That's weird.
I don't know why that came to my head and why that would be a band name, but. Anyway.
Well, there is a band called Three Doors Down, and that's what I
Oh,
thought
yeah.
you were like mistaking.
No,
it.
I got fucking clue
I
what's
just-
going on that.
I like to think that when we grabbed the music, we got the Planets and Tame Impala, one of their albums, probably one of their more recent
Nope.
albums. And then like
Only
as we
one.
were getting on, it like just slipped away. So we only got on with the one like we were supposed to, but it was
Fair
like
enough.
we almost had Tame
That's
Impala.
like my greatest hits.
Yeah, we'd have been into that.
Queen, too.
Should we just take Tame Impala?
You've locked in now,
We've
I
already
love
locked
how-
and I might want that. So
It's okay.
I love how Alex thinks that they're just like choosing from a library of like CDs.
yeah,
it was like flicking through. There's
I'm burning
mushroom
them.
clouds.
It's like 20 minutes to impact. Okay, I'm pretty sure a CD burns in like 8 minutes nowadays. So let's just pop
I
that in.
just love that it's not even like on a USB.
Yeah,
It's
no.
like, it's early 2000s.
So you think
Apocalypse. It's on a
her and
CD.
I
Virgin
can
Mega
afford
Store.
a spaceship that like wasn't built long enough ago that it has a CD player in it? Like those are for the rich. The
can't. It's a
rich people
podcast.
have those spaceships. We bought the ones that they were like, well, if the world gets destroyed in like 1994, this spaceship will save us. Like we're not like rich. That we got like the
Right,
secondhand
yeah.
spaceship
No, that's the
after
thing.
it had did
Like,
like
it'll float in
so.
space.
You've been invited onto this spaceship by us. We've chosen you, so we've
Yeah.
built the spaceship.
Right,
Well,
but
you-
you're a simulated recording trying to get into my
No, we're
psyche.
not. We're here.
Alex, we control the podcast.
Too much conspiracy theories. Too much.
All right, we already locked in. So
All right, so
fair
we're
enough.
locking it in. The Coen brothers, Big Lebowski. We're locking it in.
We'll give you a Tame Impala poster.
Awesome.
There you
That
go.
works.
Yeah, that's cool. I want the 5 eyes like the live show.
And we're locking it in. The Coen brothers, Big Lebowski. And we're locking it in. The Coen brothers, Big Lebowski.
I'm keeping all of this, by the way.
I hate you so much. What TV series did... Oh, Sherlock.
Sherlock Holmes.
Okay. The Coen brothers, Big Lebowski. Sherlock Holmes. The Planets by
Gustav Holst.
Gustav Holst. Holst.
Holst.
Holst.
Holst, I believe it was.
ST.
I'm sorry, Gustav.
Holst. He's probably dead.
There's also a good
modern.
composer, Gustav Mahler.
No, I think
A lot of Gustavs. I never
Gustav
realized.
Holst is an old geezer, isn't he?
He's dead.
Yeah, he's dead.
Yeah.
He's way dead.
Okay, anyway, moving
If
on.
he's not, he died in the apocalypse. anyway.
1934 is when he died.
There you go.
Okay. So, moving on. Your final meal. Bobby Flay is here. He will cook you anything you want. Please don't order Longhorns or a pizza or a Chipotle burrito. For God's sakes. Just order something unique.
No, just order whatever
Just
you want.
order whatever you want, but
I'll-
don't make it like a frozen meal from fucking
It's their
Kroger's
choice.
frozen food section.
It's
Jesus
their
Christ.
choice. It's their choice.
Go ahead.
I'm thinking.
You are?
Yeah.
Mine's really easy. I already another easy one. Just,
Three-course meal, though.
Oh, it's 3-course?
Well, you
Okay.
get whatever you want, but
But it's Bobby Flay, so that's what he's expecting. He's like, I do it. I'm a chef. I do it in courses. I need your 3 choices.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then I'll have to think of my other 2. That's great. I love to hear that, though, because now I get a little dessert. But for sure, my entree, just give me a ribeye, like a high-end, nice ribeye. The right marbling, good amount of fat, thick, probably medium rare. I don't think there's anything better to eat, especially if you're like, this is all I'm getting. Like a well-cooked steak, just with good salt, and that's it.
What do you want on the side?
Does it come with sides?
Yeah,
I don't think I really.
You get whatever you want. We've had people order a jacuzzi tub full of tiramisu on this.
Ooh.
I don't want any sides. I'll just take the meat and a good size one, because the thing is, I'm gonna want a big enough one that makes me full anyways, and then that's it. And they're just the best thing to eat. I will take a dessert though. Probably. Should I go ahead and
You
say
get
what comes to
choose
mind?
whatever.
I guess
I think creme brulee for you. That's probably what you.
that would be really good.
Or-
I'm almost thinking just let me get that chocolate chip cookie dough ice cream.
Okay, I was gonna say that next.
It can even be Bluebell. He can just scoop it out. He didn't even have to make it. It's doesn't reaches
You don't
under
want
the
him to
counter
make
when no one's
home-churned
looking, just
Bobby
scoops up.
Flay chocolate chip cookie
I don't
dough
think he
ice
can
cream?
even do their recipe, so no.
Oh, that's true. Okay.
And they got the right. They have a really good concentration of cookie dough to ice cream, so it's like you get tired of munching cookie dough, you can just eat a little vanilla ice cream. I'm good. Well, I'll just do those 2, and then we can leave. I'm gonna do steak, a little ice cream, then I'm out.
Okay.
That's the simplest meal yet.
Yeah, it's still better than a Chipotle burrito.
Oh, I'll do a fizzy water too.
Or
Sparkling.
Perrier.
Perrier, please. Yes.
what the heck
Glass bottle.
was Kit's
You want-
Chili's or something like that?
No, chicken tenders from
Chicken tenders.
Applebee's.
from
Chicken
Applebee's.
Longhorns. Yeah, chicken tendies. That's how he said it.
So still better than that. All right, Alessandra, go ahead.
Well, first I'm gonna order water with lemon, and then my.
You can have something stronger.
Hotter.
Well, that's just the start. I just want a lot of water with lemon. It's gonna be cold. Duh. I guess I could take some hot green tea on the side, or just various teas. I don't know which flavors I'd want. Chamomile, lavender. Yeah, peppermint. But so to start off with, I'd do an antipasto with all the charcuteries, meat, cheese, olives, tapenade.
And I'm gonna have a couple bites of this too. You guys gotta keep
Back
that in mind.
off. Nope. I'm just kidding. I would share. It's huge. It's a big charcuterie board. Figs, jellies, apple butter, baguettes. Yeah.
Describing your perfect meal.
And then for my entree, I would probably do, like a steak, probably a ribeye or a T-bone cut. It would be medium rare, but it would have truffle oil on it with green beans or broccoli with salt. And then I have a glass of Cabernet Sauvignon. And then for dessert, I would want like high tea desserts like macarons and chocolates and cookies and a spread like little eclairs
That would
and
be
cream
awesome.
puffs and cakes and yeah, that would be perfect.
Very good.
That's my final
That's awesome.
meal.
I
Thank
just
you, Bobby
want-
Flay.
I want just a little bit. You
No.
just pass me a little bite here and there.
Okay, fair.
Thank you.
You guys have been the nicest to Bobby Flay out of all of our guests.
What? Why?
Everyone hates him.
Everyone
apparently.
hates for some unknown reason.
Well, he's
Oh.
really cocky. Like his personality, I'm like, fuck you, Bobby Flay. But
There you go. That's
There
what we
you
wanted.
go.
yeah, he's a good cook. I
Does
mean,
it beat
hey.
Bobby Flay?
No, just his attitude. Have you never watched Bobby
I don't.
Flay?
All I know is beat Bobby Flay, and like he always wins, and that's. I mean, it's
Oh,
his
he's
show,
so cocky too. Yeah, he's like, I can bang every woman on the Food Network channel.
What?
what? He said that?
No, he didn't
Oh.
say that, but his
that's
eyes
an
say it. His eyes.
Oh
His eyes say it. Okay.
no, I don't know. I don't.
Yeah.
I don't have a personal opinion on Bobby Flay. So
Yeah.
Good.
Good man. Yeah, I don't.
I
either.
just feel like we can't constantly shit on him because he's a real human being, and I just feel so.
he's a
bad
badass
about
chef.
I-
and,
yeah, I
like,
have
he's a
respect.
good
the
chef.
man,
He's a
like
great
the
chef.
man, is just here to cook. So I'm just like, hey,
I'll eat
you're
his
making the
food.
food and it's good. Like that's all I need to know.
That's
I'm
what
surprised
Matthew
you
and
want
I
biscuits and
think.
gravy.
We appreciate you, Bobby.
Yeah.
But not as it's my last meal. We're getting on the spaceship. Like I'm just going with the trusty
pound
steak.
steak
You
with-
know,
right, okay.
like
I got you.
I don't know.
I got you.
But at that point, you're like, you've had everything else. What are you gonna stuff yourself on? Whatever. You're just gonna go with what works.
I would stuff myself.
And is there something that you would have wanted to try that you've never tried though? Like he could make you that.
Food. You mean food, right?
Food
Yeah.
wise,
Okay. Right. 'Cause so many things.
You
came
mean
to my
like
mind.
anal? Yeah.
Hang gliding, maybe. Food wise, though, I don't think I'm cultured enough to know the food that exists that I haven't eaten yet. You know, I haven't really thought about like, wow, what food is out there that I've always dreamed of having. But I feel like I could ask you, and you could tell me something that I don't know about that I could eat, and would probably be good.
Watch Anthony Bourdain, Parts Unknown.
For real though, that's already taken.
Or
so.
street food. Phil eats street food. Some new Netflix.
Yeah.
Oh
channel.
my god, I have been dying to watch it, but I just can't because I know it's gonna make me want all the food.
Yep.
So.
Oh, it does. It's so good.
Just the little photo, like the little icon photo.
With the noodles. It's like
Oh, the one with the little dumplings.
Ooh.
No wonder I'm not
Yeah,
a chef.
dim
Like
sum, that would be
I
delicious.
can't. I'm like racking my brain trying to imagine a food that I haven't had that I would like. And I'm like, yeah, this is why I could never be a chef. I can't even create in my head an image of like food put together. I don't know. Someone hasn't already made it. Like I don't know what you can even do. What the possibilities are.
I feel like you would want like bone marrow. You would want to try like bone marrow or something like
Yeah,
that.
you know what though? The idea of that
Livers,
kind of grosses
you
me
know.
out. No,
It's so good for
organ
you
meat.
though.
I-
They swear by organ meat. I feel like
I don't
you'd
think
try
I'm
it.
like Bobby
What
Flay.
about elk?
Cook me up some liver.
Or like, big nice cut of elk.
Elk
yeah,
is delish.
I mean, sure, that's a food. If I could try an elk steak, I would definitely be
Yeah,
down to
you should
try
do
it.
that.
You
for sure.
can. He'll cook you anything.
Exactly.
But I haven't had it yet, so I might as well go with the just like the prime
You
beef.
can
Yeah,
have
but
both.
you can have one bite.
You can have a
and
grass
just-
fed.
Oh, he'll make
yeah,
me-
you can have whatever.
You can
He'll
have
make me
whatever
one.
you want.
But no to-go boxes.
No
You
to-go
can have
boxes.
a cut of every steak you wanted.
It's not even good in the to-go box, anyways.
You can try giraffe meat.
Sure, I mean, no, I don't want
Want.
giraffe. No. That doesn't
Poacher.
seem. That doesn't.
They're
How-
gonna die
That
anyway.
violates the order of the universe
Yeah.
in my mind.
How is there meat left? We don't know. It's just still here.
There was just a pound of giraffe meat. in
Okay,
the freezer
I'll
somewhere.
do a bite of. I'll do a bite of elk meat too if I had that option. But okay.
One single spoonful.
Okay. Penultimate question. What would your idea of hell aboard the spaceship be? Not necessarily one of each category, but either the worst film, series, or album or artist.
Oh, it's Okay, it's an entertainment question.
Yeah, like on the spaceship, who would like what album or art or musical artist would you hate, or what movie would you absolutely
So
hate?
I'm gonna do like a good, because you said me for president. So I'm gonna do like a good politician and like just answer the question that I wanted you to ask instead. But no, I'm just joking. But the first thing that came to my mind, I am really still gonna answer it that way. But the first thing that came to my mind was that my real idea of hell would be for her and I not to get along like at all, where it's just Not that it's, imagine being in an infinite argument that's not that big of a deal, but you're not ever going to resolve. And you're both just like arms crossed, like, I guess I'm sitting over here and you're sitting over there. And then the idea of like never making peace and having to internally just endure the idea of like, her and I are not on the same page and it never ends. That's hell. If you're locked in a spaceship and can't get out, you know? But you would have to create that, like I said, we're creating our own hell. So I would create the idea that we can't resolve it, you know? Mm-hmm. That would be hell. That would really be terrible, especially locked in a spaceship. If you're just like, I don't like you anymore. Like, we don't get along.
That would suck. Thank You Next Trump remix that Alex Edge is obsessed with.
Who is that song by?
I don't know.
Thank You Next.
Thank You Next, but someone like put all these clips of Trump saying the same words that Ariana says, and it like makes the song, and he's obsessed with it.
They cut like
it's
one
ridiculous.
Word from different Trump clips and auto-tuned it, and it's awesome. It's like hilarious. He fucking nails it. It's like this is better than the real song.
No, it's
but no. Sorry that I've played it like on the kitchen TV a few times on YouTube, and I get hyped. It comes to me out of nowhere, and I'm like, ooh. Let's play that Thank You Next Trump remix. And it's like a minute and a half long, but yeah, I could see that being your hell if and I would love it. That's what's so sad is like whatever hers hell.
No, but my real hell would be like scary movies. I would not want Chucky or Freddy Krueger or like no.
Your real hell is real life. You get annoyed by me and I love annoying you. So it's like we're already living it.
We'll be back in 5. Beep, you motherfucker.
Finally, you're given one last opportunity to back out and perish with everyone else on Earth. Do you take it?
I thought you said back out and parachute. And the only reason, I know I'm pontificating a lot, right? But the only reason is because words have meaning. And I'm like, well, if we're already launched and we're in the air and we're parachuting out, that's a different decision-making mindset than like I haven't got on the ship yet and I have a chance not to get on. So you might even make a different decision. But you didn't say that, so none of that matters. But I would like to know, am I already on the ship? Like, am I going towards and I feel bad and I look back and then I have to make the decision? Or is it like, hey, like we haven't stepped through the threshold yet? Because that stepping through the threshold is I'll just say
it's
this.
Like you're
if I'm already
yes
if I've already stepped in the doorway, that's because I'm getting on the fucking ship and getting out of here.
No,
if I haven't stepped through the threshold yet, then there's still room to make a decision.
You can see the spaceship, and we're asking you before you're about to take your walk up to it.
Right.
If you'd like to back out.
Gotcha.
That's it.
You tell me, babe. I have to hear your answer first.
I would not take it because I would rather continue my life, and if it meant that I at least got to spend more time with you and make a baby on our spaceship and live a good life loving each other and raising a kid on a spaceship. I mean, hey. Wow. And maybe the baby learns how to maneuver the spaceship to a new planet and helps us. We can create new life on a new planet somehow in a new dimension.
Maybe.
I would choose that over.
But you said I'm going to not take it when you started, so that's why my face was weird.
Oh, no, I mean, like, I'm not going to not die. I'm going to go on the spaceship.
You're not going to reject it. You're just going to get on.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. Not that
I wouldn't stay behind.
You to give necessarily.
You thought I would stay behind? I'm a fighter.
I'm just saying not necessarily, but I like where you took it. Because I was just going to say, if you don't get on, then obviously I'm not getting on. That's, if you're getting on and then you have this whole plan about making a baby, it's like maybe it's a divine test. And the whole thing is to see if that even though all of humanity is being destroyed, we still just believe in the humanity between you and I. And we're like, hey, it doesn't matter if it's 2 million or just 2. You still got to order the universe.
We have a little family.
On a spaceship.
Yeah, but you're going to leave a kid behind and it's just going to be by itself forever, potentially.
No, he's born on the spaceship.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but you're going to leave him behind
Well, I
forever
guess we'll have 2 kids and then they
die.
can have an incestual relationship.
No, because the
That's how it's going to have to be.
The kid, it's like a divine test. That's what I'm saying. You have to show that even in the most dire of circumstances, you can still carry on you still have the belief and can carry on, the idea of life going forward.
Which is what we were born into.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just depends on your perspective, doesn't it? Because I always feel like I try in this situation in our apocalyptic in the apocalyptic scenarios, I like to think that the reason you're getting on the spaceship is in hopes to find life on another planet to continue the human race and possibly be able to come back and save the rest of humanity. But obviously not everyone would be able to go at once. Yeah. So you either have the choice to stay back and let somebody else try and do the saving, but at least then you get to be with your family, and even if you're in a bunker somewhere or something, or you go out to space to try and save everyone. So, but it also varies per scenario, doesn't it?
That's why I had to add divine criteria to ours, because I'm like, I'm just going to pretend like having the kid is us, like being tested, by the universe, whatever, and just continuing to live out your will on the earth as you see it on the earth.
Kind of like starting a legacy, or like,
it's like, well, what are humans really it's like having a kid is like, what are really at their core humans are capable of, and like,
right.
One thing you're capable of is like creating new life, new versions of our own self. So it's like, that's a pretty, it's just it was interesting to me that you said that. I thought it was funny, but I was like, oh man, that's kind of deep actually, to think like, oh, we'll get on the space. Even though, of course, there is all the bad things like, what about the rations? Where's the spaceship even going? But it's like, you know what? We'll
figure it out.
Yeah,
That's what people used to do. Hello.
They just figured it out.
And
it's the new frontier.
Hello.
Yeah, it is. That's all it is. It's like they learned how to, build farms and collect berries, and we'll just figure out how to do that.
They built pyramids.
We'll just figure out how to do that in space.
They had the aliens help, so we'll just get the aliens to help us.
That's true. They probably pick you up. Like if you drift for so long, you don't think aliens aren't going to detect you and pick you up?
Okay, you need some help.
Yeah. And as long as you're chill, they're like, y'all can come live on our planet. Yeah. And we're like, thanks, man.
Cute kid you got there.
That's cool. We appreciate that.
Peace.
Okay. Final request.
What does that mean?
We get to make final
I don't know why I did a dramatic pause.
Oh, yeah, me too. I was like, man, I don't know.
You have to perform a rendition of a song from the album that you chose.
What album did we choose?
You chose The Planets by Gustav Holst.
Oh, gosh.
So.
Oh, gosh. So a rendition, I would just do with my mouth?
Yeah. Unless you can play a
you don't
violin
know
or
music.
No.
I know it. The first thing that comes to mind.
Okay, you play.
Dun 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 dun. Then it's like timpani, boom, like with a roll, and then there's a lot of bass. Bum 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 bum. Then there's a bunch of woodwinds.
I'll be the maestro.
They kind of like bounces around the orchestra. There's a lot of like strings like going wanna, and then little like bouncy parts like dun 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 dun. And then it switches to this real. There's actually a theme. You guys would probably recognize it. There's a real slow part that's like it's maybe been in a movie or something, but. Anyways, it jumps all around. It's all epic. Da 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 da. That's all in there. Super grand and epic bunch of chords, like, and yeah, that's the general theme of it.
That'll do it.
Good rendition, baby.
Thank you.
That's going to conclude our podcast. Thank you so much for doing this.
Thank you so much.